had an active free agency period with 3 acquisitions. Was that always the plan to fast-track our improvement for next year?
Yeah, I think from the get-go we've had a bit of a 3-year plan in place, and at the end of last season we thought that we were quite deficient a little bit with our length and our athletic ability. So I feel like with the 3 pickups that we have so far that we've headed in the right direction as to covering those holes that we had.
So just first, Keem Glidden, he plays for the Boomers. He came from Brisbane, shooting guard. What is he going to bring? Is he going to be a bit of a focal point for our offence next year?
Yeah, no, I think we can give Cam a really heavy responsibility at the offensive end. What I really like about him actually is what he does defensively as well. The way he's a very high IQ player, positions himself well. He's got good length, and he's a sneaky athlete. He's not always above the rim, but he can get there if he needs to. But no, I think he competes really hard at both ends of the floor. And from an offensive standpoint, we'll certainly look to get him involved heavily. I feel like that he brings a lot of skill sets that maybe we haven't seen in recent times. He can play with the ball in his hands. He can come coming off screens as well as running the floor and spacing the floor. So I feel like that we've got a fairly versatile offensive player there that we can utilise. And
then Ruben Tarangi is a pretty big frame and versatile with multiple wing positions. Is he a bit of a lockdown defender? Is that the idea?
We've got a lot of roles for Ruben, actually. He's such a versatile player. You see him when he plays with the Tall Blacks, that his ability to play make as well. He was one of the premier pick and pop players 2 seasons ago when he was with Brisbane. Shot the ball at a great efficiency. And then you can throw him a couple of defensive assignments as well. So there's some areas of his game that we feel like there's still upside in. I feel like that he's finishing around the rim and his attack on the basket can still go up another level. I also feel like we can get him on the boards a little bit more and get him starting the break. So I feel like with Rubes, we've got a really versatile player. He's still only 25 years of age. I feel like his best years are ahead of him.
And then another Kiwi, the big man Yanni Wetzel, who comes over from San Diego State University. Is he going to kind of address some of the issues of playing above the rim, as you were saying before, with a bit of length and athleticism?
Yeah, Yanni's a great athlete, 6'10", runs the floor like the wind. He's and so much upside. He was a tennis player as a junior. Similar background to Chris Anstey and the pathway he took. Coming to the sport late. He's not 7 foot like Chris, so we're not going to put those sort of expectations on him and where he can go. But look, we just feel like the sky's the limit with the kid, and that he's going to come in, be able to contribute straight away, but also just down the road he's going to be an even better player. And I feel like his impact on the game is going to be rather large for us.
And with the quality additions and a few more to come, what's the team style looking like next year compared to last year?
At this point, we're going to be a relatively similar style at the offensive end. I still think that we have to play that brand of basketball that's appealing to the eye, but also I feel like we're putting the personnel in place that we can get a little bit stronger defensively. We feel like structurally there's gains to be made. Educationally, there's gains for us to make as coaches and in imparting what we want. But now that we've got a core that's returning, there's an understanding of what's required and what we're out about as a coaching staff. But also now that we're starting to cover a couple of those holes with regard to athleticism and length, and we get a little bit more rim protection. Then I feel like that we can make great strides at that end of the floor.